Good morning, grade 8. Our lesson today is chapter 10, lesson 2. We're going to continue the second part of this lesson. The lesson is frequency and histograms. Yesterday, we learned how to make a stem and leaf plot. I want just to remind you that we always take the last digit of a value and put it under the leaf part or the leaves part, and any other digits we put it under the stem part. And there is a back-to-back leaves that we put the stem in the middle, and we make back-to-back leaves. And in this case, we have two keys that we're going to write to show how do we write the leaves. Okay, girls, and I want to focus on that. Leaves only I write the last digit, and the stem I can write any other digits. If they are two digits number, I write the ones in the leaf stem, leaf part, and the tens in the stem. If more digits, the 3-digit number or 4-digit number, you can only write the ones in the leaves and the rest in the stem, and don't forget to write the key. Today we're going to continue and to learn how to make a frequency table. So all of you please open page 696. The frequency of a data value is the number of times it occurs. The frequency of a data value is the number of times it occurs. A frequency table shows the frequency of each data value. A frequency table shows the frequency of each data value. The data is divided into intervals. The table shows the frequency of each interval. Well, I will just give you a quick hint about like if I have an activity day in our school and I want to divide all the grades. So I will divide, for example, I will take every 3 grades in a lesson to make the activity, in a period to make the activity. For example, grade 1, 2, 3 in a period. I took grade 1 and 2 and 3, the first 3 grades in a period. 4, 5, and 6 grades in a period. 7, 8, 9 in a period. So now I made intervals. Now I made intervals and I divided the 9 grades into intervals. The first 3, I put them in the first interval, okay? And they're going to attend their activity in the first period, okay? And I'm going to know how many students will be in the first period, in the first interval. And in the second interval, grade 4 to grade 6, and how many students there will be. And in the third interval, there will be students from grade 7 to grade 9, and how many students there will be. This is the main idea of making a frequency table, is to divide all the data that I have into intervals. Okay, girls? So let's do one here. Making a frequency table. The final scores for each golfer in a tournament are given below. Use the data to make a frequency table with intervals. Okay? So step 1. Identify the least and the greatest values. The least value is 58. The greatest value is 2. Step 2. Divide the data in equal intervals. For this data set, use an interval of 3. Please, if you have noise next to you, please, you can mute your mic. For this data set, use an interval of 3. Interval of 3 means what? From the least number, count 3. like 68, 69, 70. So I make my first interval from 68 to 70. So the second interval will be from 71 to 73, not 74, because 71 is included in my interval. Again, divide data into equal intervals. For this data set, use an interval of 3. 3. Okay? So for this number, I'm going to make 3, but include the first number, 68, 69, 60, 70. Judy, Rashid, please mute yourself because noise coming from your mic till the noise will end, then unmute yourself. Then after 70, I have 71, 72, 73. Count them on your fingers. 71, 72, 73. So 71 is included and 73 is included. After then, 74, 75, 76. 74 and 76 are included. After 76, I have a new interval. 77, 78, 79. This dash shows that it is from 77 to 79, which means that 78 is included also. After 79 comes 80. 80, 81, 82. 81 is included. It is represented here by the dash 80 to 82, which means that 81 is included also here. And I'm going to count from 68 to 70. I have here, let's write. Okay, I have 68 here. I have 70. I have 70. Now I am calculating the scores. The scores that are 78 and 79 and 70. How many scores do I have? That is 68 or 69 or 70. How many scores that I have? That is 68 or 69 or 70. So I have here 68. I have here 70. I have here 70. So I have here 3. Okay, from 71 to 73. I have here 71. 72 is included. Another 71. Another 72. So how many yellow lines? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will write 4. The next interval from 74 to 76, 74 and 76 are included, and 75 is included also. So 74, 1, 2, 75 also, another 74. I'm searching from 74 to 76. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6. Okay, from 77 to 79. 1, 2, only 2. So I will write 2. From 80 to 82. 1, 1. So the scores that are from 68 to 70 are 3. The scores that are from 71 to 73 are 4. The scores that are from 74 to 76 are 6. The scores that are from 77 to 79 are 2. The scores that are from 80 to 82, 1. Okay, girls? Then I'm going to give the table a title. Golf Tournament Scores. Okay, girls? Let's watch a video here.
All right, let's analyze some more data. Here's the age of each person at a movie theater. And what I want us to do is to figure out how we can understand sort of what's going on here in terms of the clustering. Well, I could make a table of the various intervals of ages and frequency. The hard part here is to figure out what are the appropriate intervals. So you have to actually look at the data and see. For example, starting with 0, years old to, let's say, even 5 years old, well, there's going to be zeros. There's no one from that age group in there. So we should sort of start at a sensible place. And so we want to go systematically. So it seems to me that we can certainly start at 16. That's sort of the youngest. And then we can go from 16. And then why don't we just run up to, so we'll add, let's say, 9. So we'll have sort of intervals of 10. So we have 25. And then 26 to 35, 36 to 45, and 46 to 55. And you'll notice that now all the data will fit in somewhere in this. So the hardest part is to actually look for the highest and the lowest data point, and then try to systematically, evenly distribute all the data in between. Once you've got that, we're all set. So let's see. Between 16 and 25, how many people do we have here? Let's take a look. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4. You see anything else? Sometimes I feel like I missed it. Wait, let's see. So 1. It's hard to do this, right? It's not so easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's 5. Okay. So the frequency means how many patrons there were of that in that age group. 26 through 35. Let's try this. 26 through 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 in that group. 36 through 45. So 36 through 45, let's see how many we see here. 36 through 45, so I have 1, 2, that's that, 2. And finally, what about 46 through 55? 46 through 55, 1, and that's it, 1. So here we get a sense of how the data is clustered together, and we can see that, in fact, we expect to see more people from the age group of 26 to 35, since they seem to be the most popular group.
Okay, girls. Just wait 1 minute, please. Okay. Another way of showing or representing data is called a histogram. Histogram. Let me give you first the cumulative frequency first, because they are a little bit. Let me give you the cumulative frequency first. So now you learn the frequency and the cumulative frequency. Okay. Another way also of showing data is cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency shows the frequency of all data values less than or equal to a given value. Less than or equal to a given value. You could just count the number of values, but if the data set has many values, you might lose track. Recording the data in a cumulative frequency table can help you keep track of the data values you count. Let's learn how we can do it. Okay. This part of the cumulative frequency, after we do the frequency table, we will add another cell in the table that is called cumulative frequency. here. The pink part here. It is exactly like the frequency table, but after finishing the frequency table, we're going to add another cells that, and I'm going to name it cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency. Okay, what I'm going to write in it? I'm just going to, in the first one, if the frequency is 6, I'm going to write in the cumulative frequency 6. The second one, the frequency is 8. So in the cumulative frequency, I'm going to add 6 and 8, so it will be 14. I'm going to add here, let me draw it here, 6 and 8, so it will give me 14. Okay, so 6, I don't have any other number to add it with, so it will be 6. So I will write 6 here in the first digit. The second one, I'm going to add 6 and 8. So what will happen here in the third one? I'm going to add 6 and 8 and 5 together. 6 and 8 is 14, 14 and 5 is 19. So, of course, what will happen here? That I'm going to add 6 and 8 and 5 and 1 together, so it will be 20. Okay, girls? So the cumulative frequency is really so easy. I'm just going to add another cell here to the right, and the first digit here, I'm going to write 6 because I'm adding this number and the number above it, but I don't have a number above it. So it is 6. I will keep it 6. Here, 14. From where did the 14 come? From adding 6 and 8. Okay. From where did the 19 come? From adding 6 and 8 and 5 together. From where did the 20 come? From adding 6 and 8 and 5 and 1 together. Okay, girls? And the height and the frequency here is exactly the same like making a frequency table. I am making intervals, choose intervals for the first column of the table. So they are maybe equal, like numbers near the first one, 68, the least one is 68, and the greatest one, 79. Because the first step when we were doing the frequency table was choose the least number and choose the greatest number. The least number here is 68 and the greatest number here is 79. So when I choose an interval, so I will choose interval of 3. So then 68 and 3, I will not add 3, no, 68, 69, 70. 68 and 69 and 70 are included in the first interval. Then 71, 72, 73. The 3 numbers are included in the second interval. 74, 75, 76 are included in the third interval. 77, 78, 79 are included in the last interval. And I'm going to count 68 and but teacher, the greatest number is 69. No, there is 79. There is 79 here, not 69. I have 79 here. Okay, girls? Yes, before it. No, I'm taking the least number from all the numbers and the greatest number from all the numbers so I can decide which interval I'm going to use. Okay? So, this step is before counting the first interval. Step number 1 is to decide the least number and the greatest number. The least number is 68 and the greatest number is 79. This step helps me to decide the interval that I'm going to use. If they are near to each other, so I'm going to use a small interval. If they are far, or they are 68 and 150, so I'm going to choose a big interval. But they are near to each other, 68 and 79. So this step helps me to choose which interval I'm going to use. So 68 and 79, so I'm going to choose interval of 3. Then 68 to 70, 71 to 73, 74 to 76, 77 to 79. And then the first interval, I'm going to count all the height in the 68 to 70. 68 I have here. Okay, here I have 68. I'm counting all the numbers between 68 and 70. 68, 70, 69. Do I have another one? Yes, 69. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6. From 71 to 73. 1. Let me choose another color so I can differentiate. 71. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, from 74 to 76, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. From 77 to 79, I have only this one. So I'm going to write 1. Then do the cumulative frequency. Okay, girls? Let's move to the previous one, which is histogram, which is our last example. Yes, it is our last one. Okay. Histogram is a little bit like the bar graph. Okay? A histogram is a bar graph used to display the frequency of data divided into equal intervals. The bars must be of equal width and should touch but not overlap. In the bar graph, each bar represents one number, like 68 only, 71 only, 74 only. But in the histogram, each bar represents an interval. Okay, girls? Now you can differentiate between the bar graph and the histogram. The bar graph represent only one number, and the histogram here represent an interval. So a histogram is a bar graph used to display the frequency of data divided into intervals, divided into equal intervals, because I must unify the intervals. I choose 3, so I will continue with 3. The bars must be of equal width and should touch but not overlap. What is the meaning of this? Like the bars that I'm going to draw, I will not draw one thin like this one, and one thick like this one. No, this is wrong. They should be all have the same width. Okay, no one is thinner than the other and no one is thicker than the other. Okay, and they should touch there shouldn't be a gap between each other, and they shouldn't overlap. The green shouldn't be on the yellow. No, it is just touching the yellow, but doesn't overlap. Okay, girls? So first here, I'm going to do an interval. Okay? Like, I choose the first interval from 68 to 70. So it includes all the numbers from 68 to 70, and from 71 to 73, and from 74 to 76, and from 77 to 79, and from 80 to 82. And I counted how many numbers are from 68 to 70. They are 3 numbers, so I will make my bar till 3. Then go here, 71 to 73, so I count how many they are 4, so I will draw my next bar to 4, and so on. Let's watch first here another video before the lesson will end.
All right, so suppose we have this frequency table that shows us various age intervals for people attending a particular movie, and we have the frequency. Well, how can we make this real? How can we actually see something in this data? We can actually produce what's...
So girls, you must know that it is so important to make the frequency table. As you see that, from the frequency table, I can make a cumulative frequency table. From the frequency table, I can make a histogram. So it is so important to learn how to make the frequency table very accurate, because from it, I can make many tables, histogram, cumulative frequency. So it is like the beginning of every graph.
Called a histogram. So a histogram is a bar chart where the bars touch each other. That's very important. Make sure your bars touch, otherwise you'll get in big trouble. So here are the age ranges. You can see again 16 to 25, 26 through 35, and so forth. Now we show the...
Here shows the ages. People that are 16 years old to 25 years old. They are 5. They did survey the ages from 16 to 25, they are 5 people. From 26 to 35 years old, they are 7 people. From 36 to 45 years old, they are 2. From 46 to 55 years old, they are 1.
Heights that indicate the frequency. So for example, here we see 5, we're at a height of 5. In this range in green, we're at 7. At this range, we're at 2, and at this range, we're at 1. And so here, just visually, you can see, what's the most popular age, what's the next most popular age, and the least most popular age. And that all becomes clear just by looking at the data rather than focusing on ordering the numbers in terms of their relative sizes. So sometimes a visualization of the data through a histogram is a very powerful way to see structure in data.
Girls, when you are drawing a histogram, okay, girls, you have to choose the scale here, the vertical one, the frequency, okay, and the ages, you're going to draw the bars, okay. As you see here, it is from 1, the maximum one is 7, so no need to skip count or no need to got confused or got lost which scale I'm going to use. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and on the other side, the horizontal, you're going to draw your bar graph. Okay, all the width should be equal. Okay, you can make it colored. Okay, if you cannot make it colored, no problem, but please, girl, they must touch each other and they will not overlap. Okay, girls, and as I told you that the frequency table is the most important part, because from the frequency table you can do the cumulative frequency and you can do the histogram. Okay, girls, I'm done from this lesson. Please, girls, don't forget to do your homework. Okay?